what if both candidates in a race are equally well-funded? That is the scenario playing out in Pennsylvania tonight. The Senate candidates there, John Fetterman and Mehmet Oz, have gone out of their way to attract working-class voters, and they have spent millions and millions of dollars doing it. Fetterman's campaign has spent $33 million alone on TV ads, while Oz's campaign has dropped $45 million. The ads cover crime and abortion and taxes and Social Security, but the biggest message is our guy understands blue-collar voters better than the other guy. This despite the fact that both of these candidates come from a hell of a lot of money. I'm joined by NewsNation senior national correspondent Brian Entin, who is live in Pennsylvania tonight. Brian, things are really ramping up in that state, especially with the big debate tomorrow night between these two, and the gap has certainly narrowed.
Oh, it certainly has, Ashley. I can't believe it. I was standing here a month ago, and Fetterman was up by 10 percentage points in most of the polls. A massive gap, double digits. Tonight, on the eve of this debate, they are essentially tied when you average a lot of these polls. They're each at about 45% tonight, neck and neck, which is why everybody's going to be watching this debate tomorrow.
So what's interesting is if people have been watching the ads, and even if you're not in Pennsylvania, you've been seeing the coverage of the ads because these two have been, going at it. And a lot of it's been online, too. Some very clever online advertising. Oz has really gone after Fetterman from being from a rich family and yet wearing the hoodie to be a man of the people. But at the same time, Oz calls himself the man of the people. He's a TV star with millions and millions of dollars in his bank account, and he's backed by the guy who's like the quintessential rich kid who did well in politics, Donald Trump.
Yeah, the Trump war chest, Ashley, that's what this is being called. MAGA Inc. That is Trump's PAC that is funding a lot of the Republicans in these battleground states, including Dr. Oz. The Trump PAC pumped about $7 million recently into a number of these states. A lot of that money went to Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz was running low on money over the last month. He had to give his own campaign about $1 million to keep those campaign ads flowing. Fetterman, you mentioned it. He sort of portrays himself as the everyday guy that can relate to the people. Big money behind him, too. Yes, he's getting a lot of the smaller donations, but big PACs from around the country are pumping money into the Fetterman campaign. And you said it, Oz has gone after him. He says he can relate to everyone and low-income people, but he grew up rich. There's no way around it. He grew up in a rich suburb here. His parents gave him money up until he was in his 40s. He got like over $50,000 just 1 year from his parents in 2015. And he went to Harvard, no student loan debt. So when you talk to people on the streets, the voters here, which we have been for the last several days, they say with both of the candidates, they're kind of over both of them trying to portray themselves as, regular people. Dr. Oz, clearly rich TV doctor. Fetterman does come from, a high-class background.
It's so funny how they craft their campaign messages, though, in those ads, right? So tomorrow, all eyes are going to be on this debate because, two debates in this country have really, generated a lot of fire. And that is this one, which is tomorrow night in Pennsylvania. And also, the one that we had here on NewsNation from Georgia, Senator Raphael Warnock against Herschel Walker. Tell me a little bit about what the biggest headlines are going into this debate tomorrow night, Brian.
Look, I think, sadly, the biggest headline here, at least when we talk to voters, what they're going to be looking out for is Fetterman's health. I mean, we know that he suffered from the stroke. He's been recovering. His doctor says he's doing better, but he still has issues understanding and internalizing words that he hears. So there's going to be this closed captioning system that is used tomorrow at the debate, Ashley. So basically everything that the moderator says, everything that Dr. Oz says will be on a big screen, almost like a teleprompter, and there will be closed captioners working there in real time, quickly typing everything out so that Fetterman can read it in real time. The voters here say that they want to watch this go down for themselves. They've seen the campaign ads. They've heard Dr. Oz attack Fetterman's condition. They want to see how he does for themselves tomorrow night.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.